So we're off on our first ever backcountry hiking experience. It'll be 3 nights, amounts to 3 days I guess as well, on a roughly 44-kilometer loop around a mountain range. We'll have more highlights as we go. So Andrew, Jack, and myself, we're heading out. So this river here is actually the river that loops in many ways around these mountains here. And so this is predominantly going to be our water source, which we'll filter, although it's probably clean enough we don't need to, but we're going to be better safe than sorry. And we have 3 campsites that we're hitting. And they're roughly 11 to 12 kilometers to the first campsite, then another 11 or 12 to the next, another 11 or 12 to the next, and then 11 or 12 kilometers will lead us out. So it's about a 42, 44 kilometer loop we're doing over the 3 nights. And this mountain kind of range that I'm showing you here is what we're looping around in total. So it's going to be kind of cool. So these 3 trails, the one we're following today is the Little Elbow Trail. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, the Nahahi maybe? Regin Creek. I've done them before. They actually go up a mountain. It's behind these trees. But the Little Elbow Trail is essentially halfway around this route, and then it turns into, I think it's called the Big Elbow, or the Big Elbow Trail. And these gates right here is more or less entry onto it. Okay, so here's the trail map. We are essentially in here, and the trail we're taking is going to take us down here. This is our first campsite, Mount Romulus. Then we're going to go down here to Tombstone, and the last day will be there to Big Elbow, and then we'll come back out. So those mountains we saw, Mount Glasgow, Cornwall and Banded Peak. So we are now officially on trail. The first kilometer and a bit, we're just getting from the parking lot to the sign I just showed you, and now we are on trail. I'm pretty pumped. This is all 3 of ours, as I said, first ever backcountry experience. So getting used to bringing everything in, bringing everything out. The whole leave no trace philosophy is in sort of effect here as well. Hopefully we didn't forget anything too important. I keep checking for the tent. You know when you go flying and you go, have I got my passport? It kind of felt like that, but yes, I have the tent. All right, onwards. So we just had our first I told you so moment. So Jack and I wanted to have a little break in the shade because it is pretty hot. I'm not sure what the temperature is right now, but I think in the mid to high 20s degrees centigrade. And it's a pretty exposed trail. So it's pretty hot. And Andrew wanted to keep up the pace. He wants to get to the campground. But Jack and I sort of went, no, we're going to have a little 5-minute break here in this little shady bit. So we, much to Andrew's dismay, we did. We sat down. We were getting eaten by mosquitoes. And then we put on our packs. We round the corner and we're entering what I'm filming now, where you can see it's pretty much shady the whole way. So definitely an I told you so moment. So we're going to have to pay more attention to Andrew moving forward. Go get your hand in there. The bag's heavy.
Ooh.
How is it?
It's cold.
It's cold?
Almost like numb. Makes you feel numb, yeah. Might keep my hat in there.
Oh yeah, that is chilly.
If this in there. It looks so nice that you just like jump in, you know? Hey, look at that. It's so fun. Yeah.
Don't fall in, it'll be cold.
Yeah. Splashing so we'll splash it with this one. You got that.
We've made it to the first campground. Not gonna lie, it was a bit of a slog. Not as fit as I was a year or so ago when I was really into all of this. I got a little lazy, but that's all right. We got it done. Let's go find the camp spot. Okay, so we've gotten some, as you saw, some water from the river. Although it looks fresh and clean, better to take no chances. So we're going to use this with the Sawyer mini filter, and this will just attach on there. And then we'll drain it into this and the other ones. We'll do that a couple of times and we'll have nice, clean, fresh water ready to roll. So here is the finished product. Got the awnings. Got another one just like this on the front. This is a 3-man tent, so it means really 2 people and bags can fit. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3 are in there. There's not a lot of space. So our bags and stuff will probably have to go, as you can see, kind of in the other awnings, but it gets the job done. And it was only like 6.5 pounds for the whole tent, so that's pretty good. Hey guys, so we are packed up. We had our first night at Mount Romulus, and our plan was to head over to Tombstone, about another 11 kilometers around the thing, as you know. Unfortunately, yesterday, Jack here started to get a hot spot on his heel. So we mole-skinned it up real quick, great stuff, but unfortunately we missed an area, and that has developed a good-sized blister. Now, we ummed and ahed about it, because we could moleskin over the top of that too. Do we push through? But we kind of all sort of thought about it. We haven't done this trail before, obviously. We talked to some of the people around here, many who have done it, and they went, you know, they all kind of ummed and ahed about it. They sort of said, well, you're a long way from anywhere if it does get quite painful, and we all know how painful a raw blister can get. So they sort of, well, might not be the best idea, but only you can decide. So Jack, what did we decide to do?
We have decided just to head home and then maybe come back tomorrow to do the other side of the trail.
Yeah, so we thought it's probably better to err on the side of caution, particularly when you're backcountry with no easy, quick way of getting out. Hopping around and limping 22 plus kilometers, if that's, you know, at the extreme end, would not be fun for anybody, least of all Jack here. So sometimes plans just have to change. So we're going to take the bug out. We're going to go back the way we came, and then regroup back home. Thankfully, we don't live too far from the start of this trail. It's about an hour's drive, and so probably Andrew and I are going to come back tomorrow morning and do what would have been the last and final night, and we'll just do an in and out to that point to allow Jack's blister to sort itself out. It's going to take a few days, and then we'll just look forward to Lillian Lakes in a couple of weeks, where the three of us will try that one. So that's just how life goes. If we see anything fun on the way out, I'll video it, but otherwise this is pretty much it, because you've seen it all already. Good job! Woo! Okay, so we've made it back, as you saw. But that blister that got us concerned about carrying on with our original plan and bailing out early, well, you can see it. It's pretty significant, and that's actually doubled in size today. So when we were worried about it, it was literally half that size. So it's doubled in the 11-12k back. So I think we made the right decision not to push another, what would have ultimately been an additional 22, 23 kilometers. So I think we made the right call, and we'll let him heal it up.